I'm Richard.
I'm Doug.
I'm Stefan.
And we're the Card Game Guys, the internet's premier source for DC deck building game content. Tonight we're going to be playing the newest crossover set for the DC deck building game, New Gods, with the classic 60s expansion of the DC universe, and we'll be exploring some of those mechanics, and we'll be pairing that with the core set of Forever Evil, and because there's never any reason not to, mixing in with our Forever Evil are the cards from the set Rogues, a previous crossover. Now, one of the things that's very different about the New Gods set is that instead of supervillains, we have two homeworlds that we're trying to conquer, each of which exists in 3 levels, which is a fairly similar mechanic to something like Confrontations or Rivals. But both of the homeworlds are on the table, and they both have active effects. Doug, would you care to tell us what Apocalypse's stack ongoing is?
For Apocalypse, it is each time you play a villain during your turn, you get +1 power, and which is kind of thematic for Apocalypse. And for New Genesis, it is first time you play a hero during each of your turns, you draw a card.
So if you play a lot, you'll recognize those as Bell Rev and the Watchtower, mechanically speaking. But there is a slight difference in that, kind of like when you defeat a supervillain in the core game, these have an attack when you conquer them, which is a retaliation, and we'll explore those when we get to that point. In addition, there will also be cards that have the Protector ability, which we'll explain a little bit more the first time somebody actually tries to conquer a homeworld. All right, we did randomly determine who is going first, and that's going to be Stefan, who is playing as Big Barda. Now, Big Barda rewards you for playing expensive cards, so we'll see if that's the direction he goes.
Yeah. Let's see. 4. Interesting.
It's an interesting twist with 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, especially with the ongoing effects and what's currently in the lineup.
Sure.
Because, yeah.
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 Hard to argue with Man-Bat.
Yeah.
And I'm particularly happy about that because I have 2. So I'm going with Johnny Quick.
Okay. I have 3. And I don't have anything that goes off of those.
What does Calabac do, Doug?
During each of my turns, if I did not play a starter card, I draw 2 additional cards into my hand at the end of my turn.
Yep.
So it's for your next hand. But I'm not going to be using that for a while, and there's no destruction effects.
So he's comparing the 2s because he thinks those are more valuable because of Apocalypse and New Genesis boosting heroes and villains.
Definitely going to go with that, I think.
All right, I've got a feeling Stefan has 3.
Yeah. It's a good chance. Hey, 3. Wait, this is my Discord pile. There we go.
All right. Not a lot of options. Dr. Alchemy or a kick.
Yeah.
And until Apocalypse is defeated anyway, Alchemy is +1 power anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When you buy or gain this card, gain 1 VP.
Oh, so yes, you get a VP.
Okay. Cool.
All right, I've got 5, so I'm going to forgo VPs in favor of the Royal Flush Gang.
I think that's the opposite of foregoing VPs.
It has 0 printed on the card, is my point.
Yeah.
And if there's not another one out there.
Okay. Let's go with...
I have a feeling Doug is going to be gaining a VP.
I think I am.
Interesting.
All right, Stefan, you're up.
So 2, 4.
Man-Bat is actually 5.
Man-Bat is worth 3 because of Apocalypse.
I'll get you to 5, rather.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
5. I don't know if I actually want to play this card or not.
Which card is it? Let me see
That's
it.
that Dr. Alchemy.
All right, so Dr. Alchemy, for those who are not familiar, says gain a card from the lineup and put it into your hand. Then put a card with the same cost from your hand into the lineup. Now, we are playing with rogues cards, so the answer is always yes.
Yes.
Because what happens is you gain a VP, you put it in your hand, and then you put it right back in the lineup and don't lose the VP. That's what Dr. Alchemy is for,
Okay.
at least in part.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which one you're going to pick. You're just going to gain a
You're gonna
VP and
gain
put
a
it back in the
VP, yeah.
lineup.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
you'll gain that.
but then I can't take that.
It goes into your hand, and then you have to
Nope.
put it back in the lineup.
Nope. Then you put it back in the lineup
'Cause
so
it's
you
the only
can then
3-cost
purchase it.
card.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Well,
Yes.
it's not the only 3. Oh, it's only 3.
It's the only
Okay.
3-cost card in his hand, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But then I can still purchase for 5, right?
Yes. Well, 6, because you played a second villain.
Okay. That's going to be hard to remember. Which equipment do you play? I can't read the way over there.
Looking at the chair. The Mobius chair is reveal the top 2 cards of the main deck. You gain one of them, and you return the other.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that.
All right. Let's keep a good thing going here. I've got 3. I'm going to buy me a villain.
I need that card destruction.
You know, Doug, nothing says you have to play any starters.
True. Let's see. I am going to go with 3 punches gets me a cold gun. And that gains me a VP as well.
Yes, because that is a rogue's cold gun, not a forever evil cold gun, which isn't confusing at all. So now we see our first card with Protector out there with Steppenwolf.
Oh, and I have 4. That one protects.
Well, you can't afford Steppenwolf. He costs 5.
Oh, okay. I can't read it. What does Tornado do?
Tornado. Draw a card and choose a foe. Attack, look at that foe's hand, put a card from their hand on top of their deck. Which is particularly potent when you are playing rogues, because then you could teamwork that card off the top of their deck.
True.
So what are you pondering there, Stefan?
Between that and the airlock shots, which is the
Shoes.
or shoots. Yeah, put a card with a VP value 1 or less from your discard pile into your hand.
Yeah, it's pretty flexible. Especially since you do already have a couple of rogues cards which are all 0 VP and give you VP when you buy them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go that route. So I get another VP too.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, I am going to lead off with the Royal Flush Gang, which gives me 1 power from Apocalypse, and I draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. I'll follow that up with Johnny Quick to draw another card, which also triggers my ability as Granny Goodness, which is the second time you play a villain during your turn. Draw 2 cards and then discard a card. So I will be drawing 3 cards and then discarding 1. And then I will also be playing Atomica to destroy a punch. And so I'm at 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and take Steppenwolf.
Well, I will lead with Patty. I'm going to teamwork Stefan.
Oh,
So he gets to play the top card of your deck.
okay.
Yep. So just that's the
Airwalk shoes.
shoes.
You put a 1 VP or less card from your discard pile into your hand.
That's unfortunate timing on that because Patty's going to trigger again before I'm going to get an opportunity to play a Cold Gun. But it's still the best card in my discard. Into hand?
Yep.
Okay. So then New Genesis triggers, so I draw,
Yes.
which triggers Patty again. And I will do...
No, you have to complete a card fully before you can resolve any triggers from that card.
It says if you draw or have drawn.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so that's resolved. New Genesis resolved.
Okay, I
triggering
gotcha.
Patty again.
I wasn't sure if it is
Yep.
draw or have drawn.
Yep,
All right.
it is. So
Okay, so who are you
Patty-
team working then? Yep.
Stefan again.
All right, so move this Airwalk shoes aside because that has been played.
Yep.
And then reveal the next card down. There's Dr. Alchemy.
Okay.
Gain a card
So
from the
I
line.
gain a card from the lineup. And then it's returned same cost?
Same cost, yes.
Same cost. Okay. I will gain the VP and return it.
Okay.
Then I am at a grand total of 0, right?
Yep.
All right. Cold Gun puts me at 2. 3 punches puts me at 5, 6. And because Mambat Serum is just that good, I'm going to be going with that and a kick. And that is me.
Man, bad.
Another one out there for you.
Yeah, no
Let's
kidding.
see. 2, 3, 4. Does that trigger?
Yep, so that's 5. Yep.
And then I get to reveal the top 2 cards of the main deck. Gain one of them and return the other.
So he revealed Super Intellect and Bizarro Power.
And a return to the top. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And this is just gain, so. What do I want to do? 5. I'm going to take the location.
Okay. So now, before you put everything back together, your Dr. Alchemy will flip over, and then the Airwalk shoes will go on top of that.
Oh, I see, because that was...
Yep, because they were in play,
Just his
and they go
reveal.
back. Yep.
Okay.
And everything else goes to your discard pile then. This turn should go quick because I have 2 punches and 3 vulnerabilities. Go ahead,
Okay. I have 5 punches. And I'm going to take Tornado. So that's 1 VP for me. And back to Stefan.
Right. I should have known what was here because you just did all that. So 3. Put a card with a VP value of 1 or less from your discard pile in your hand. And I will put the, I don't know, Mobius chair. So I can do that again where I
Yep.
reveal the top 2.
So Steel and Expert Marksman.
Yeah.
Very similar cards.
Indeed.
I would recommend, given that you just bought Star Labs, that you go with... Oh, no, wait, that's Steel. I was thinking of Sledgehammer. Never mind.
Yeah.
Doesn't impact you.
They're very, very similar. It's the difference of destroy a non-hero or destroy a non-superpower.
Yep.
Also, their card type would be
Well,
relevant.
a superpower and a hero, yes.
Yes. And heroes get extra things with our current game
Right.
setup.
That is the
And I
biggest
think
advantage,
that's-
that you get to trigger New
that's what it
Genesis.
is.
Well, it just goes to your discard pile.
Oh,
not
yeah,
into play.
yeah. And then Dr. Alchemy, and I will...
Gain a VP, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then return, yep.
Now, the other thing Dr. Alchemy can do is he can swap a card in your hand for the same cost card out in the lineup.
Yep.
So if we don't have a Rogues card out there, you still have something to do with it.
And then I still have... No, I only have 3 then.
Yeah, you're only at
4 because you played Dr. Alchemy.
Yep.
Okay, yes. And I will take what's super intellect. Lee shook your head. You didn't like that.
No, I just
All right, I'm
got
going to
trouble
lead
getting
with
some destroy cards.
Johnny
here.
Quick to draw a card. And then I will follow that up with Steppenwolf, destroying a vulnerability out of my hand, and then triggering Granny Goodness to draw 2 cards and discard a card. I will discard a vulnerability. I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 more makes 8. So I'm going to go ahead and jump and take Orion.
All right, so I will play Commissioner Gordon, drawing a card for New Genesis. And then I will Patty. First teamwork's going to go to Stefan.
That's the reveal
Yep,
again.
reveal thing. To punch. And do you have a deck?
I do not.
You do not? We'll go with you for the second one because I drew for New Genesis.
Yep.
Make him get rid of his discard pile.
He saw me scheming with it.
Yeah.
So he wanted to
Also,
set me up.
you know, a large percentage of your good cards.
Orion, +3 power, and if you have 9 or more power, draw 2 cards.
I don't have 9 power at the time it's played. So it's just 3 power?
Yep.
All right, so at 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to attempt to conquer New Genesis.
All right, Stefan, you get the first chance to reveal a new Genesis Protector card from your hand.
And I don't have one.
And we just saw that my only new Genesis Protector card is on top of my deck, so I also do not have one. So Doug successfully defeats that. It does not go in your deck. It just sits alongside. Now it also has a Retribution.
Each supervillain gains 2 weakness cards.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Huh.
I will not defend. How about you, Doug?
I need to draw my new hand first.
Sure.
That doesn't affect me because
It does not. You are a superhero.
There we go.
And we'll see if I can draw my Commissioner Gordon. Nope.
And fail.
All right, Stefan, you're up.
Well, I have 3, and I will take the expert marksman. Try to get rid of some stuff out of his hand.
All right, I'm going to lead off with a Royal Flush Gang to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Those are sure 2 cards I wished I had in my hand earlier. So I'm at 1. I'll go to 2 with Atomica, destroying a weakness from my discard pile. And then triggering Granny Goodness to draw 2 cards and discard a card. That's 3. That actually helps a lot. I'm at 2 from Apocalypse. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which triggers his second ability to draw 2 cards. And that'll be 10. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to go with Mantis, and then I will take James Jesse also. So I gain my first VP.
So the core teamwork mechanic is your opponent can gain a VP to teamwork them?
You have to have that on your character to do
Ah,
that.
that's what that is.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
And since we're not playing with Rogue's heroes, we are playing with... Rogue's villains. We are playing with the New Gods characters. That does not apply.
All right. So I will Cold Gun and kick gets me to 4. Does 5 do anything for me? No. I'm just going to buy a Banbat. So I will get to
You
draw
did
my
not
two-
play any starters, so you get to do your Calabac thing.
Yes.
Brings me up. We'll play the Star Labs.
All right. Okay.
+1 power for each equipment I play. And then I will play Super Intellect to destroy a punch.
Okay.
Here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that's not worth anything because
Right.
it's a punch, but. And I will do that thing again. Well, I won't. 'Cause I
Well, you
can't-
still want to play it,
Yep.
and you'll still gain the card and put it right back in the lineup. It just doesn't have the extra benefit because you still get +1 power from Apocalypse.
Okay.
Oh, that reminds me. We do have a new ability from New Genesis. The new snack I'm going for this is the first time you play a hero during each of your turns, you may put a card from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck.
So I still want to take one of these cards.
Well, it depends. Would you rather have one of the cards in the lineup or what's in your hand for the same cost?
Yeah, the question is, do you have anything in your hand that you could trade for something in the lineup with the same cost?
Otherwise, you're just picking.
Otherwise,
card
you
up
just, it
and
doesn't matter
you're
which card you gain because it's going right back.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
So you're just playing it for +1 power, essentially.
Yep.
So you're at 1.
Oh yeah. So 3,
4.
4.
4. Yes.
It's an important distinction
Yes.
because there's a couple of cards for 4 in the lineup.
Yeah, there's 2 4s and no 3s in the lineup, so that makes a big difference.
Because Power Drain is strictly superior than Kick.
Yes. All right, I'm going to lead off with Johnny Quick for 1 power and a card. And I'll play 4 punches to get me up to 5. And with 5, I'll buy Power Girl.
Gonna Patty Richard.
All right. Punch.
Punch for 1.
Well, plus you get to put a card from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck.
That goes for everybody.
Yes, everybody the first time you play a hero on your turn.
Perfect.
Putting Manbat on the bottom. Alright. And then I'll play Manbat Serum, putting me at 4. Gordon puts me at 5.
You're going to be at 5 because you got 1 from my punch.
Yes. Okay. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to take Earth 3. And that leaves me 4. I'm going to take Expert Marksman. Because I need some destruction cards.
All right, Stefan. Let's see how many Star Girls you can buy this turn.
Well, I'm going to play Bizarro Power, which is +4 and gain a weakness. And it's also an attack, so each foe gains a weakness.
All right, I am not defending, Doug.
I will defend with Manbat. So I steal VP.
Okay. So 7. Ooh.
So the answer to my first question is 1. He can only buy 1 Star Girl.
Right.
Yeah. But I think
He's going to buy none.
I'm going to buy none.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get some more cards with cost 5 or more.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of cards that cost 5 or more, I'm going to lead with a Royal Flush Gang. Drawing 2 cards and discarding those exact same 2 cards.
Now, unrelated, being that this is ongoing,
Yep.
does that count as a...
No, because you did not play it. The
Okay.
turn you played it, I was watching to see if you played it 2
Okay.
more cards that with that cost, but you
Okay.
didn't.
I was
one
just
more, but-
making sure, yeah.
No, it's the third time he plays a card
Oh,
with
it is
cost
a
5
third.
or greater, it doubles his power.
So that explains why he wants all the destroy cards too.
Yes. All right, so I use
Yeah.
Atomica to destroy weakness, and that triggers Granny Goodness, so I draw 2 cards and discard 1.
Oh, because it's the second villain.
Yes.
I thought you were saying the destruction of the weakness caused you to do
No.
Granny Goodness, which didn't make any sense. But
I have a
okay.
feeling she will be far more powerful later in the game.
All right, I will go with Mantis, and I will choose... I'm going to choose Stefan's hand. So I get to play a random card from your hand. It's an attack, so you can defend.
Ooh. No.
You don't want that one.
Mobius
You want that
Chair.
one.
You want that one. Yeah.
All right, so we've got Mallet and Calabac. I'm going to take Calabac. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I get to put a card on the bottom of my deck, and I will choose Calabac.
Just in case he goes for Apocalypse.
Yep. And he's every bit as he's technically strictly superior to Power Girl, which is the other choice. As long as this Apocalypse is still there.
True.
Which he will help accomplish. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with Steppenwolf, which is important because I get to destroy a card in my hand, which will be this vulnerability, and then because I have 9 or more power, I get to destroy one out of my discard pile as well. And then I'm sitting at 9. I will go with the double Stargirl play.
I thought you were going to go for the second Calabac for the same turn.
It wasn't a bad choice either, but Vibe doesn't really do anything for what I've got in my deck right now. So
I am going to Tornado. So I draw a card. And I look at a foe's hand, choosing... I will choose Richard.
You get to look at the hand?
Well, unless he defends.
it's an attack. Yes, I do get to defend if I
So
draw into a defense. So clearly what I should have done is put defense on the bottom of my deck.
yes.
So Doug wouldn't have picked me for this. I will not defend. In case you couldn't tell from me passing my hand across the table to Doug.
All right. That can go on top. Then I will play Cold Gun for 2. I'll buy Vibe, and that will be my turn.
And he did not play any starters, in case you were wondering.
Wait. I'm going to play Super Intellect. It lets me destroy the vulnerability in my hand. I'm going to play the Mobius Chair to do the...
Nope, the Mobius Chair would have been in your discard pile from my attack.
It was and return it. It was
No, it's and
okay.
put it in their discard pile.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just in your discard
Yep.
pile.
Okay.
I'm sorry I did not point that out to you at the time.
Okay.
What are you drawing a card for?
Well, I got to draw a new hand after that.
No,
No.
you didn't.
Didn't I?
No. I
Oh,
attacked you
you
on my
used
turn.
one
I
out
played
of
your
my
Mobius
hand.
chair, and then it
Yes.
gets
I
discarded.
see what
Yes.
you're saying. Okay. So that still happened. Ouch, that really hurts.
Yeah. That's part of the point.
Oh, you know what? Airwalk shoes to put this back in my
What's
head.
the VPs on the Mobius chairs?
Zero.
Is it 0? Okay.
So now
There
I
you
can
go.
play it.
You recovered. And since you've got Star Labs, you're actually at
One, right?
2 at least.
One for each equipment. Okay, so 2.
Yep.
And I will keep Granny Goodness and put Amanda Walker back. That's there.
Oh, and it's New God's Granny Goodness.
Yes. Because the other one isn't in Forever Evil.
Oh,
Heroes
true.
Unite.
Yep.
Okay. You may destroy a non-hero card in your hand, discard pile, and I'm not going to do that. So
But that does let you put Granny Goodness on the
Yes.
bottom of your deck.
I have 3, and that goes to the bottom of the deck.
Yep.
Because for this triggers, right?
Right, that's what does that. That doesn't give you any
No.
power, though.
Okay,
You're,
so
you're
just
still
do
at
that.
2.
You still at 2.
I can
Yep.
buy a 1.
You can.
Look at that.
Amanda Waller. How did we see that coming?
Oh, Waller. I thought it said Walker. I didn't read.
Yep. I'm going to lead with Calabac for 3 power, and I will use the ability to discard a card for +1 power, putting it at 4. Then I will use Atomica to destroy that punch. And that triggers Granny Goodness to draw 2 and discard 1. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7 from Steppenwolf. 8, 9, 10 from Orion, and draw 2 cards because I hit 9 or more. 11, 12, 13, 14. So I am going to attempt to conquer New Genesis.
I will do nothing about that.
So
You
how
just have
does
to
it work?
reveal.
Yes. What if you have a protector, you reveal it. What is the protector on that?
So 2.
2. All right, so I'm down to 12, which is still enough to take out New Genesis. Do you have any other
No.
protectors?
no.
All right. So I
Almost.
conquer the second level of New Genesis, which gives a retaliation. Each supervillain puts 2 cards with cost 1 or greater from in play or in their discard pile into the lineup.
I'm getting beat pretty bad at the moment.
Cost 1 or greater.
Yes. All right, so the third New Genesis has a couple different stack ongoings.
Ooh.
So the first one is you can discard a hero for New Genesis Protector 3. So just
Okay.
like what you did by revealing a card, you can do by discarding a card. Now what's important to note is you can reveal that hero that you have that it's got New Genesis Protector for its regular protector, and then discard it to this for its discard protector. That'd be a total of
Get
5, which would be huge. But then the second ability is each time a superhero specifically, so that's just you, Stefan, each time you buy or gain a card, you may put it on top of your deck.
From here on out?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Literally until the game ends.
That's
Okay.
You're up, Doug.
Well, that's a thing that happened.
That's what happens when one side gets way ahead of the other.
Expert Marksman to destroy a vulnerability.
I have all these destroy cards that just have not come out at the right time.
And then I will Patty targeting Richard.
All right. So you get Johnny Quick to draw
Awesome.
a card and get +1 power.
So I am at 1 power. You should leave Johnny flipped over.
Sure.
Richard. I drew a card,
You did.
so I will teamwork Stefan.
So top card of your deck.
Okay. Yeah, look at me. Yeah, gain a card from the lineup. Put it in your head, and then put a card of the same cost back in the lineup.
So card into hand, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I am at 1 power.
Yes.
But anyway. Do Atomica into my hand. I'll put Manbat Serum. Because I don't want to destroy it on the
Yep.
current turn. I will Atomica to destroy punch.
So you're up to 3 now.
I am up to 3. What is better there? I will play my 3 punches. I'll buy these 2 so I gain a VP.
Okay. Stefan, let's see what you got.
Okay. I'm gonna play I think it's pronounced Tachyon.
Yep.
So I get to draw 2 cards. Oops. And then each player reveals a card from their hand. Discard 1 revealed card into each player's discard pile.
Can I see that real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that includes you. You have to reveal a card from your hand, too.
Just any card.
Yep. And then you get to pick which discard pile each of these cards goes to.
That's
you're
interesting.
Yeah. So you're probably going to pick that everybody just discards a card into their own discard pile, looking at it.
Unless you think either I or Richard are winning, in which case you'd dump all of them into that.
You know,
person's
it's
discard pile.
1 card into each discard
Oh,
pile.
it is. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so
yeah.
everybody's just keeping theirs at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll play Expert Marksman to destroy a punch out of my hand. So I'm only at 1, right?
So can I ask you, why
Yeah.
are you choosing to destroy a punch out of your hand when you have a punch in your discard pile?
Because I didn't even think
You
about
can
it.
adjust that. That's fine. Put that back in your hand and destroy one from your discard pile.
That wasn't there.
Sure, until you discarded it.
Until,
Yep.
Defectively from his hand anyway.
yeah.
But
In a certain sense, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We'll do the Dr. Alchemy.
There's a rogues card out
I
there.
think there was a.
Right here.
Yeah.
If that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'll just do that for the VP. So I'm at what?
2.
2. Yes. 5. For the 5.
Okay. All right. Stargirl. And I will I'll definitely put Orion on the bottom. Actually, I'll put Steppenwolf on the bottom instead. Then I will play another Stargirl, triggering Granny Goodness for +3 power. So I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10, and I will choose Doug. Attack. I get to play a random card from your hand, and then it gets discarded.
It is an attack.
It is an attack.
All right, and just quick. Okay. I will defend with Commissioner Gordon, gaining a VP.
All right. So I'm at 10. So I'm looking at Darkseid, who has Apocalypse Protector 5 and is +5 power, and while you have 9 or more power, you pay 3 less to buy cards with cost 9 or greater this turn. Which is intriguing. So I will definitely take that.
All right. Mine. We have Man-Bat for 3. Kick for 5. That won't impact anything. So I will leave my punch in my hand. And for 5, I think I'm going to go with Amanda Waller.
All right, Stefan, let's see what you got.
I will play Super Intellect to destroy the weakness out of my hand. And then Man-Bat. And that's
That'll be
so
3. Yep.
3. 7. Plus I gain a weakness, and each foe gains a weakness as an attack.
I'm not defending.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because I did not play a starter. And I will Commissioner Gordon to defend them.
Okay.
Bizarro attack.
So with my punch, I'm at 8. I will take the Cosmic Staff and a punch. Or a kick, sorry.
All right. I'm going to lead with James Jesse to put Darkside on the bottom of my deck. And then I will play Johnny Quick to draw a card. And then I will play 2, 3, 5. And Steppenwolf lets me destroy a punch. And then Granny Goodness lets me draw 2 cards.
Oh,
And discard a card.
so that was supposed to go on top of my deck, huh?
You could have. It is a May effect, so
Oh, I forgot.
you
all
made a
about
poor
what that one
decision.
does.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I did. What was the other thing it does?
You can discard a hero to
Oh, yeah.
New Genesis Protector 3.
Yep. Alright, so I'm discarding a vulnerability. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Alright, so I'm just going to take Calabac and Mr. Miracle.
I was expecting you to go for it.
If it wasn't for the printed discard a hero for
Yeah.
Defender 3, I might have.
It'd been a tough decision for me.
Sure.
'Cause-
Go for what?
Try to take out New Genesis.
Which you only had 13, right?
Right, but he had.
But I also
Apocalypse.
had Darkside, which makes that cost 3 less for me as long as I have 9 or more power.
Okay.
So I had 13, but that was a 12.
or 3, which I will trigger. Not a punch.
That'd have been the end of the game then?
Yes, if I could have
Yes.
taken it out. But one of you two could have just discarded a hero to stop me.
Let's see. It's an underwhelming turn. I will.
It's the name of the game, Doug. Underwhelming turn.
Patty Steffen. So teamwork.
What's the top card of your deck?
Emperor Penguin. Yeah. When you destroy this card in any zone, that doesn't work for him.
It will, because it's still in play until the
Because
end
I
of the
could
turn.
theoretically destroy it, but I don't have any way to. That's my turn.
Okay. So now you can flip it over. Doug
Like I
gets to
said.
draw 2 extra cards. Stefan.
I have not been drawing very good. So 1. Gain a card from lineup, put it in your hand. So is there...
Yeah, there's one of these.
Yeah, I'll do that again, I guess.
There are
Okay.
worse cards than +1 power gain of VP.
Yes.
Especially since it cost you 2.
Yeah. Let's see. Remove a hero or villain. Each with cost... What? Oh, and or a villain. Each with cost 4 or greater from the lineup. Play them, then return them to the lineup.
There are none.
So that doesn't do me
So
anything.
she's just +1 power.
What?
Or greater. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
And
New Gods is all about the big cards, the flashy effects.
so what? 3?
Well, 1, 2, 3 for Apocalypse. And yeah,
3.
3.
So it's
Like we said,
vibe or
Grid.
grid or a kick.
underwhelming turn.
And that goes to the top of my deck.
All right, I'm going to lead with Power Girl. I'm going to use her to put Steppenwolf on the bottom of my deck. And I'm going to play Mantis. I will choose Doug because he's got more cards in his hand. Hoping
Prepare to be disappointed.
I'm hoping to just hit a villain. Oh, it's a vulnerability. That's kind of depressing, actually. So I'm at 5.
I warned you.
6, 7, and that triggers Granny Goodness. So I'm at 10, 12, 13. Oh, it's a tornado. It's kind of underwhelming. So I'm going to take a Cosmic Staff and Grid and Power Drain.
Boom tube.
Come on, 5.
Indeed. Okay. Well, we'll Atomica, a vulnerability. And we'll Marksman, another vulnerability. So those are destroyed.
Yeah, one of those was in your discard pile.
They were both in my discard
Okay,
pile.
you're good. I was just hoping you hadn't forgotten that Mantis puts it in your discard pile after I play it.
Yes. Kick.
So you're at 3.
And I am at 3. Is any of that worth? I don't think so. So.
Can I
will
suggest
take
something, Doug?
What's that?
You should use your location.
I should use my location. And that did trigger, so I get a VP. But that will end my turn. After I buy a kick.
Okay.
Okay, I was like, wait, what?
I was in the middle of saying I'm going to buy a kick when you
Sorry.
told me to use my location, and then I thought I had done it already. 4, 5, 6.
All right, Stefan. Let's see what you got.
Not a lot. It's a Bizarro power, so +4 and gain a weakness for me. And if you don't defend the attack, you also gain a weakness.
I'm not defending.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I also get a weakness. Yep.
Yeah, Boom Tube is a good one. Yes.
Oh, he didn't try to take out Apocalypse.
Boom Tube is pretty good for him because it's lets him recur something at high cost, so he can trigger.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that goes.
You can put it on top of your deck. Yes.
Yeah.
He remembered.
Do just one though, right?
Yes.
So then I.
Well, let's switch it whenever you. Yeah, it's each time you buy or gain a card. So you
So
can put
both
everything.
them ones.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yes, I do.
All right. They both cost 5 or more.
Oh yes.
All right. All right. So I'm going to play Calabac, discarding a punch. So I'm at 4 between him and Apocalypse. 5, 6, 7, and I will put. Yeah, I'm going to put Mr. Miracle on top of my, or on the bottom of my deck, which is also the top of my deck. 8, 9, 10. So I do have 9 or more power, so I get to destroy a card in my hand and in my discard pile. And that is also my second villain. So I get to draw 2 cards and then discard a card.
The interesting thing with the Conquer effect is
Yeah.
if your opponents have enough Protector in your hand, you can really drive down their power total even below.
Yes.
So,
It is a very strong disincentive unless you are very confident. Mm-hmm. And then for my discard from Granny Goodness, I'm going to choose Mr. Miracle, who has the ability, if this card is discarded from your hand during your player's turn, draw 2 cards. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 22.
My goodness.
I am going to try to take over New Genesis for 12, and I'm at 22.
And that's
Doug, you
end of
get the first
game.
crack.
I do. I will discard 2.
All right.
Putting you down to 16.
I'm down at 16, yes. And you're done with your protectors then?
I'm done with my Protectors.
All right, Stefan, you have a chance to use your New Genesis protectors and or discard heroes for protector.
It has to be heroes.
Has to be heroes, yep.
Or any cards with New Genesis protector you can use first.
No, so I'm screwed.
All right, so I'm still at 16. And as soon as that's taken out, the game ends.
Yep.
You know what's super annoying? Can I play my last round?
You can show us what you've got anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause
You were finally going to trigger
she
Big
was gonna
Barda?
trigger everything.
Yeah.
Let's see so boom tube to get the Bizarro. So that's +4. And then lightning strike to draw 2. So I'm at 5. Let's see. 6, 7,
14.
8. What?
That's the third card you've played with cost 3 or greater.
So
That'll trigger her. So
16.
that's when it's going to happen. So you want to, if you have any cards that would cost less than 5, you want to play those before you play that third card.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So I'm at what? Let's see. So 1, 5, 6. To do that. 7, 8, 9, 10. Reveal those and gain 1. I'm not going to, but I could have. So it'd be invulnerable or rogue safe house.
So yeah, you've been pretty solid hand.
Yeah.
And that's when it's going to trigger then because you played your third 5. So you're going to be at 20 at this point.
Yeah, and I would have screwed that up anyway. Because this is worth another one, right? Because for that.
Right.
So
So 20, sorry, well, you would have been at 11, so 22. Yeah.
So 23, 24, 25, 26.
Plus whatever you got out with Airwalk shoes. So yeah, you'd have been in pretty good shape. You'd have definitely been able to take out Apocalypse and then get a bunch of other cards.
Yep.
Damn it.
39 VP.
Oh wow. 23. I was expecting a bigger blowout than that.
No, with only having, the 3 locations and being pretty much on par with a decent supervillain, because even New Genesis level 3 is only 8, which is the same as Eclipso, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, it's a 15 cost thing, and it's worth the same as any 15 cost thing. It's not extra bonus points because there's only 3 of them.
Yep.
So it's different from if we're playing against a stack of supervillains, where the supervillains add up to a lot over the course of a game. You get 4 or 5 of them, it really adds up for a lot.
Yeah, I was just looking at it because I have a net 8 VP in my deck. Yeah. All my VPs up here.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I had more than the 8 in 3 cards that were in my deck, the 2 Calabacs and Darkside.
Yeah. No, it seemed like every time I had an opportunity to get a Calabac or what have you, it was one of those hands where I had 2 weaknesses, 2 vulnerabilities, and, a couple other cards.
Yep. It's kind of too bad that, especially playing Calabac, you didn't get more of the early destruction effects.
Yeah, and it seemed like even when I was drawing 7, it was a handful of yellow, and I just wasn't able to get rid of it.
I would definitely say that my early pickup of Steppenwolf was probably what won me the game. Because I was playing him a lot when he was going to have 9 or more power.
Yep.
So then I was going to get
Orion really
destroying
helped you
2
too.
cards. Oh, yeah. Picking up Steppenwolf and Orion, because getting both of those in your hand,
Yeah, it's devastating.
it's always going to be good. If you don't have anything to destroy, you're drawing 2 cards.
Yeah.
Just about every time, because between them there's 5, and especially since we were still on level 1 Apocalypse, that's 6.
Yep.
So especially if I'm trying to draw with Orion, it's really easy. I just have to have 3 other power in my hand.
What was the power or VP count?
I don't want to say 14.
That's
not bad.
in the same neighborhood
Yeah.
as Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had more VP in your deck than I did. Because you only had 5. Yeah. He had 9. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, like I said early on, she was going to get hit hard at the end of the game.
Yeah, and that's where she really shines. Is I think
We
Big
never
Barda
made it that far.
in a more traditional game where you're facing off against supervillains gets ridiculously strong because the games are going to last longer. You're going to get more of those late game turns, and you don't have, for like in this, other people having a chance to cut down on your ability
And
to.
it's a lot like what Doug
win.
said. I had the same issue going on where I'd have a destroy card in my hand, but nothing that like backed it up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do anything with them.
Those 2 weaknesses early off of me taking the first level of New Genesis really slowed me down unexpectedly.
Whereas I got rid of both of them with on my next turn, Steppenwolf
Yeah.
and Atomica. Mm-hmm. So it didn't slow me down at all.
Yep.
And that I think was the determining factor in the game.
Yeah.
Was those two weaknesses not hurting me?
Yep.